So this is an exercise about depreciation. On January 1st, 2013, the Allegheny Corporation purchased machinery for $115,000. Estimated useful life of the machinery is 10 years. Residual value $5,000. So I'm going to put down given info. Given information. Make this slightly larger. All right. So that it's easier to read. So our given information is purchase price, also called acquisition cost, was $115,000. We have an estimated useful life, 10 years, and we have a residual value of $5,000 expected to produce units of 22,000 total. So, calculate the depreciation for 13 and 14 using the following methods. So, depreciation 2013. We are going to use straight line, So straight line is purchase price or acquisition cost minus residual value divided by useful life. So acquisition cost. This is the easiest to employ. Is 115,000 less residual value divided by useful life depreciation. So basically, using straight line, it would be $11,000 for 2013. Now, our next one is to use sum of the year's digits. So the sum of the year's digits is 10, which is the number of years. So 10 plus 1 divided by 2. So equals 10 times 10 plus 1 divided by 2, or 55. So that is the sum of the year's digits. So in 2013, depreciation is so you take 110, sum of years digit formula equals 10 years remaining divided by the 55 years. This is our formula. Depreciation for year 1 equals this times this. Or $20,000. 2014. Sum of years digits formula equals 9 years remaining divided by the 55. Depreciation year 2. And we take the 110 and we multiply it by this. And we get $18,000. And straight line for 2014, just in case you didn't understand, or I didn't do out the 2014, would literally be 110 divided by the 10, or the same thing. Remember, straight line. Okay, so now we're going to move on to double declining balance. So now we're going to calculate the straight line rate. It equals 1 divided by 10 times 2, or 20%. Sorry, DDB. This is our double declining balance. 1 year divided by 10 years, which is the useful life, times 2, double declining balance. So, in 2013, we take the acquisition cost. Remember, we do this, we take the 115, we don't take into account the residual value on this. And depreciation equals this times this. And then 2014, we take the 115 less accumulated depreciation, which we did in the year before, So now we multiply this 92,000 times 20%. And depreciation will be 18,400 in year 2. They all also have what they call 150% declining balance. Similar to double declining balance, except it's 150%. 150% rate equals 15%. So 2013, you take the acquisition price, which equals 115,000, and depreciation is 15% times our 115,000 for 2014. It looks exactly the same, but instead of 20%, we are using the 15 or 150 declining balance. Add that up. Depreciation is 15% of the 97,750. And that is our, if we round to the nearest dollar, and that is our depreciation for 2014. And our final method is the units of production method. So in the units of production, we are going to take the acquisition cost and we are going to say less this residual value equals 110,000, and then units estimated for life. Remember, instead of useful life in years, we're using units. So per unit depreciation. To calculate that, we take the 110,000, we divide by and actually this is 220,000 units. Cycle earlier. But if I fix that, we should have 50 cents per unit. Now we are going to calculate 2013. And we had 30,000 units. So 30,000 times our per unit rate, or $15,000 in depreciation. And for 2014, we had 25,000 units, which equals 25,000 times our per unit rate, or 12,500 in depreciation. So this is an example of using all 5 types of methods. Now we're going to move on and we're going to talk about, this is a variation that focuses on part year. So similar example, but now it's October 1st. Same information, but now we're going to do part year. So all of this is the same, so I'm just going to copy to save myself some typing time. Okay. Part year depreciation. Okay. So, straight line. take the acquisition price. I'm going to hit F4 so that I can copy this to multiple places. Less residual value. So that's 110,000. Our useful life equals 10 years. So depreciation per year equals 110 divided by 10. That's per year. Calculate number of months as a fraction. So I'm going to count it out. The only way I can do this, although you can't see me, is counting on my fingers. October is 1, November is 2, December is 3. So there's 3 months. 3 divided by 12. That is our fraction. Then multiply year depreciation by fraction. So basically we take the yearly depreciation and we multiply it by the month fraction. So this is how much depreciation we would have in year 1. In 2014, it would be a full year. So our depreciation for 2014 would be the whole year. Now, if we did a double declining balance, for a part year, our DDB rate equals 1 divided by 10 times 2, or 20%. So then we would take this, so I can copy this all the time now. And then we would also take our month's fraction, same scenario, only 3 months have gone by, equals 3 divided by 12. So multiply DDB rate times, so we don't take away the residual value here. Acquisition cost times the fraction. This times our fraction. And then for 2014, DDB rate is still the 20%. Acquisition and purchase price still equals 115,000. So depreciation equals the 20,000 times and then we take the 115,000 minus 55,000. and we get 21,850 for year 2. We have a few more to go. This one was part year double declining balance. Now part year 150% declining balance. Our rate equals 15%. Our acquisition cost is still the same, 115,000. And then we are going to calculate the number of months as a fraction. It's still been 3 months. And then we are going to multiply the rate times the acquisition cost times the fraction. So equals our rate times the acquisition cost times the fraction. So that is our depreciation in 2013. Now in 2014, we take the rate, purchase price, depreciation equals rate times purchase price minus prior depreciation. I'm just going to round to the nearest dollar. And this is 150% decline in balance. We have one more, which is the unit production, part year, units of production. So on this one, we take the acquisition price less the residual value take them over here. So we're going to end up with 110,000, and then lifetime units equals 220,000. So depreciation per unit So in this one, it says we produced 10,000 units for 13 and 25,000 for 14. So now we take the 10,000 units. So we don't multiply by a partial year. We basically just use units. It doesn't matter. Even if it was a partial year, it's represented by units. And 25,000 for 2014 at 50 cents. And that is our depreciation. So this is an example of both full year and part year depreciation using various methods.